Hello children. Well, today I've brought you to the Britannia Sugar Estate where we're going to do a program on triangles. You will remember that we've done some programs on quadrilaterals. So today I am bringing you here especially to see this program on triangles. Even the nice samosa that I'm eating now is triangular in shape. Have a look at it. You see these in your home every day. And you will remember that when you go to school, sometimes you take biscuits and sandwiches that are triangular in shape. So I'll just take one bite of this before we go to have a look at the triangles on the sugar estate here. Lovely tasting. It was on a sugar estate like this where the Sega dance was born. The workers in the evening used to finish their work and use the instruments that they used in the field. This lacerpe was used for cutting the cane, and then in the evenings they used it as a musical instrument to make their tune. But nowadays they don't use lacerpe, they use a triangle. And I brought my friend here to show you the triangle that we use now in the Sega. This is what we use. The triangle is triangular in shape and it's actually taken the place of lacerpe. I think we'll give them a tune, shall we? So this is where the Sega was born. I'm going to show you some more triangles on the estate. Come with me now. The word triangle is made up of two words, tri-angle, three angles. So the word tri we often see in other words, like triple jump. Triple jump means three jumps that we use in athletics. We have a hop and a step and a jump. And that's called a triple jump. We also have the word tri in triplets. I have a picture of my own nephews and niece who are triplets. They were born 18 years ago, all at the same time, and we call them triplets, three babies. Also, the camera which is taking me now is actually on a tripod. Three legs. We'll have a look at that now. So this stand that holds the camera is called a tripod. Three pod. Pod means leg. Three legs. Tripod. So the word tri is found in other words other than triangle. Well children, I've brought you to see a very big triangle. It is part of this gate, the barrier gate, that they close at night to stop people, lorries and cars coming into the estate. It's a very big triangle. You'll see that it has three angles. One here, and one here. Now then children, I'm going to ask you one of my little questions. What is the least number of sides you need to make a shape? Can you make a shape with one side? No. Can you make a shape with two sides? No. can you make a shape with 3 sides? Yes, and here it is, the triangle. It's made with 3 sides only. You need something like this when you're using heavy metal. This is a railway line. When you're using heavy metal, you don't want to use too much of it. It makes the gate very, very heavy. So you make it in the shape that will be the lightest shape possible. So the triangle is used for lightness, to make it light. Come with me and I'll show you something else. Now I've brought you to see another gate. This gate is, I think you'll recognize it, a quadrilateral. It looks like a square to me. Now the only trouble with quadrilaterals is that they're not very strong. Now if I show you this square here, see what happens when I push it. It collapses. It's no good. It's not strong. And so what has happened here, can you see, we've got this square, and they've done something when they were making it to make it strong. They have put this, we call it diagonal piece of metal, across the middle, and do you see they've made 2 triangles. And the triangle, as well as being light, is very, very strong. So they've made a square into a strong 2 triangular gate. So we've seen that the triangle can be light and it is also very, very strong. We will see this in some triangles we're going to have a look at now. Well, I've brought you to one of the giant cranes on the estate. A crane has to lift very, very heavy loads. So the way the crane is made, it has to be strong. It has to be rigid, as we say in English. And you will notice how many triangles make up this crane. See how many triangles you can find on this giant crane. You look for yourselves. So, because the triangle is light, strong, and rigid, we use it also for making roofs of buildings. It's no use using a square. It's not rigid. It's not strong. So we use this shape here for making the roofs of buildings. Come and have a look at this building. So you will see that the roof is this shape. It is a triangle. And if you look inside the roof, inside the building here, you can see the many triangles that make up the roof itself. It's holding up the sheets that make the roof waterproof. And if you look at the triangles carefully, you can see a very large triangle and many smaller triangles making up the entire roof. Don't forget, the triangle is strong and rigid. Now, I was telling you that the triangle is a rigid shape, and you need a rigid shape when you're climbing up step ladders. This is a pair of step ladders, and you need it to be rigid. You don't want to fall off. So do you see the triangular shape here? And also down to the bottom, using the ground, and up there is also a triangle. And we use the same principle with the ladder. Here is a ladder placed against the wall, and this has to be fairly rigid. If it's not rigid, then it's dangerous. So of course you want the ladder to be rigid, else you'll fall off and give yourself a nasty accident. So the triangular shape is very important. So the ladder makes a very rigid triangle between the ladder itself and the ground and the wall. This makes a very stable thing to climb up. We've had a really good look around the Sugar Estate, children, and we've seen many different triangles used in many different ways. Before we end the programme, I would like to just show you some of the triangles again so that we look how different they are from each other. The first triangle that I'm going to make has 3 unequal sides. So with these 3 unequal sides, I can make a triangle, and that triangle is called a scalene triangle. Scalene triangle. It comes from the word scalus, which in Latin means to limp. Now, if you see someone with unequal legs, unfortunately for them, they have to limp along like this. They limp because they've got unequal legs. So we take the word scalus, to limp, and put it onto this triangle and call it a scalene triangle. Now I'm going to make a triangle with 2 equal sides. So I'm taking that one away. I'm using these 2 equal sides to place there. And then I'm putting in my base of the triangle there. And therefore I've made a triangle with 2 equal sides. And that is called an isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle. Well, the last triangle I would like to make for you today has 3 equal sides. 3 equal sides. So I'm placing those there, and I'm putting that one there, and now I've made a triangle with 3 sides all equal, and that is called an equilateral triangle. An equilateral triangle. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's programme. We've seen so many interesting things about the triangle, and I would just like to remind you that the triangle as a shape is fairly light because it only has 3 sides. It is very strong and very rigid. Remember that when you look around for triangles when you're walking around the countryside, in the estates or in town. Well, children, that's the end of our programme for today. So goodbye, children, everywhere.